We get set for the green. Marshall, you'll have the call when they come off at turn number 4.
Here they come, as Valeri brings him in at 00, gets the jump on the number 1 of Johnny Tripp, who's the former defending champ. As they go into the first turn, Tripp on the outside of Valeri moves in and takes over. Here comes Stafford moving up the 3D, followed closely by the 74 of Lafort. The 176 of John Manafort dives underneath, and here comes the 14 of Ladeau. Tripp starts to open up a good lead over Valeri in the 3D, and Tripp has not had a good start to this season.
Car number 2 of Bruce Harrison tries to make his way up to the front now as they come 3 wide off of turn number 4. Good battle, shaping up for that position right there. Back up front, it's car number 1 Mass for Johnny Tripp as he checks out on the rest of the field. But look at that battle for the number 2 spot.
Johnny Manafort coming in underneath of Peter Valeri and takes over the 2nd spot, followed by the 3D of Kim Stafford, and here comes Ledoux underneath the pole of Beverage, and it looks like Jags Palmer trying to push his way past Brian Lafort.
Car number 75 and Justin Manafort also tries to dice his way up to the front as he's got a lot of cars to pass in front of him.
And we're starting to come up on lap traffic down the backstretch as we come up on Ron Cadero in the 3-4 turn. Tripp going to go up high to go around Cadero. Tripp needs to stay out of trouble to win this feature. He's going to pick up an extra $200 courtesy of Cummins Northeast Distributors. And they are running hard.
Well, car number 3D of Stafford seems to be having some handling problems on that machine as he starts to slide backward. Here comes the Polar Beverages machine, car number 74 for Brian Lafort as he tries to work to the outside as they come off at turn number 4.
Coming off the backstretch now, off of turn number 2. It's Tripp and John Manafort as Tripp holds about a 15-car lead over Manafort. He holds close to a 30-car lead over the 00 of Peter Valeri. 3 wide coming off that turn, and ducking in the middle is Jags Palmer.
Car number 14, New Hampshire, Mike Ledoux tries to work to the inside, but he's suddenly starting to lose positions.
Valeri holding back the troops as the 3D goes down low, looks under, can't do it. Looks down, Ledoux goes underneath and cuts off the 2 of Harrison as Jay Palmer stays high in the 76.
Well, the leader is just about checked out on the rest of the field, but look at car number 176 as he's gaining. As we got a problem coming off at turn number 4, they all gather it back in, no problem there.
99 climbs the fence and gets hit in the rear by the 22 of Greeby out of Hempstead, New York, and somebody's fender's going down the track. The yellow flag is out.
Well, you knew something was brewing there, Marshall, no doubt about it.
Brian Lafort spun up out on the first turn in the Polar Beverage car, but
Marshall, you saw him coming off at turn number 4, and you knew just something was about to happen there, and it did.
I think the sun might have gone in his eyes coming in off of that first turn as they come off that 4th. Better and a little bit quicker. Some work with air pressure, some work with adjusting the toe in and toe out, but they got to meet certain specifications to be 100% legitimate, because if they're not, they will be disqualified.
How about springs? Are springs play a big part with these cars?
They change around the springs, they'll change around the drive like doing a race going at too, and they're not warming up their tires. They do get a little squirrely, but the driver's ability and capabilities bring it down. They come in off of the 3rd turn, they will start 2 abreast, and let's see what happens as they get ready to throw the green flag, and Tripp jumps and away he goes in front. John Manafort tucks in behind him, and up high goes the 3 of Bog Hill. The 8 is up high coming up the back turn, and they're going 3 wide in the turn, and the 2 of Harrison backs out and leaves the Valeri alone. Valeri goes high, and the 2 of Harrison goes down low. Underneath the 14 comes Jay Palmer to the outside. I'm sorry, that's Palmer in the 76. 76 on the inside as they run side by side, and they sandwich in Valeri from the Manafort cars.
Here comes the 75 of Justin Manafort. He tries to work to the inside coming off of turn number 4. Is right in front of him. It's car number 31 of Casey. Manafort trying to apply that pressure. He may be able to do it this time when they come off of turn number 2 as they're 3 wide down the backstretch. Bringing you back up front, car number 1 of Johnny Tripp is in command with the 176 machine right on his rear bumper.
And Bruce Harrison waiting in the number 3 spot to see who makes the mistake. The 76 of Frank Manafort is now running 4th, and Jay Palmer is now in the 76X running 5th, and they do confuse you with all these Manafort cars. 3 wide as Joe Bates moves to the outside of Ledoux, and Vogel follows him. Valeri off the wall, but brings it back in, gathers it in, and as come down the straightaway. Johnny Tripp leading by 2 cars as John Manafort closes distance on a turn. Tripp opens it up in a one-mass Cummins-sponsored car down the backstretch. Into the 3rd, 4th turn comes Tripp, John Manafort, Bruce Harrison, and Frank Manafort as they all vie for that first spot position. We've got 14 laps in, 6 to go. The signal comes out for 5 to go for Johnny Tripp, who's looking for his first win of the season. John Manafort now still on a back bumper. Bruce Harrison in a 2. Frank Manafort in the 4th spot as Bates goes underneath. Jay Palmer tries to take away 5th spot, and can he do it? Still battling it out. The first 4 cars, you can throw a blanket over them as now they open up a little lead between the 2nd and 3rd place cars. John Manafort knows all the tricks in the book, and so does gentleman Johnny Tripp in a 1, and they will fight it out, but they will fight it out clean. Harrison on the back bumper, Manafort on the back bumper, Tripp by 2 to go is out, and Harrison runs up on the outside of John Manafort. Frank Manafort is cut down underneath. Harrison to the outside in the 2, and they're going to go, well, it looked like they're going to go 3 wide, but Bruce Harrison to the outside. Tripp gets the white flag with 1 to go. John Manafort right on his bumper, and Harrison goes high trying to take it over. We're coming into lap traffic, and let's see who gets boxed in here now. The 8 ball down, stays in. Can Tripp make it? What a finish as John Manafort goes underneath but can't pull it off, and looks like the battle for 3rd and 4th might have been a dead heat as a finish because the 76 and the 2 looked like they were bumper to bumper from up here. And what a battle, ladies and gentlemen.
Our good buddy Marshall here, who has always been so helpful to us for the competition at Riverside Park Speedway.
He's stocky and he's got bad
Well, he's out of the automobile. How about a big round of applause for Johnny Tripp, taking down the Legends win here. Johnny, good win for you, but you had Manafort all over your rear bumper, though.
Yeah, he was coming. Watching him. He was trying up. He was trying down. Drove a good race, and I'm tucking here. It's going a lot better. We had big problems in the heat race. Frank and myself, we did a little work and made it a lot better. I'd like to thank my car owners because I couldn't do this without them. Marilyn and Marshall Siegel and Cummins and Peterbilt and Seekonk Speedway. Everybody.
You think you can make it 2 tomorrow?
I'm going to try like hell.
Okay, how about a round of applause for Johnny Tripp?